We're live.
All
Yep.
right.
What's up?
You see the glare off my head. I could move, but I don't care.
You're the only one who's thinking about it.
Now everybody's thinking about it. Yeah, yeah, nice sheen on his noggin there.
So Manny looks like he's in a detention room somewhere. John is fleeing the authorities today, and who knows where Chuck is.
That's right.
Detention. Yeah,
he's in detention, straight from the principal's office.
Oh yeah, I'm at the university club. I got a private room here just so I could chit chat.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know about this new headset that I got. It's a gaming headset. I'm trying to find a nice wireless headset to replace the one that I have, and this thing weighs about 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Which I don't really mind, but what I do mind is the fact that it very gently sits over my ears. So when I shake my head, it like wants to fall off. So I think it's gonna, unfortunately, probably go back to Amazon.
The new one is wireless. Like the microphone is also wireless.
Yeah. I mean, this is wireless with the wireless mic as well, but the quality on this mic is terrible. I was hoping that this quality would be better, the sound quality, but.
So many wireless mics. I keep coming back to just wired for doing like any kind of good quality recording.
Yeah, I'm using this right now, and this is wired.
Yeah, I've thought about getting wireless mics, but it's mostly for when I'm like out doing stuff. Like at CES and stuff, it'd be nice to just do it. But I mean,
yeah.
I've been doing interviews here, and you can see that I've got a wired setup. So
yeah. Yeah, I use it mainly for Skype calls and stuff because I walk around the basement when I do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have been using my AirPods for stuff.
Yeah, they work good on the iPhone, I think, but they don't work good on computers.
No.
What?
Okay for me on
They don't work on Mac?
They don't work good for I have a Mac, and they don't work very well for me on my Mac. It's really tough to get them to connect, and then like periodically. So I did it when I first got them, and they worked for like a day or two, and then they just wouldn't connect at all. Like it was ridiculous. So, and then like the Mac is aluminum, so the range on the Bluetooth is really short, I think, because it's basically like encased in a Faraday cage. So it doesn't work all that well.
I have the new MacBook Pro, and I haven't had any problems with it. I wonder. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
But you have to remember something about Bluetooth. Josh is kind of like if you've seen that movie Powder, he's kind of like the powder guy, that albino dude. Like if Josh touches Bluetooth, it just fucking breaks. So
yeah, pretty much.
So whatever Josh says about any kind of Bluetooth device, you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true in Josh's world, but it's not necessarily true in everyone else's reality.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have not had any issues with the Bluetooth connection on the Apple headphones on my phone. They don't work for like I can't use it for a lot of this other stuff that like Siri doesn't work on them for some reason. Like it quit working a week after I bought them, and I haven't been able to get it to work since. So my woes continue.
Man, at least you don't have to do anything with technology, right?
Yeah, I know.
Technology makes our lives easier by making them harder. That's it. So. All right. So what's going on this week? What's everyone been up to?
Okay, so I'll go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. So I just kind of did a price increase on the product here on my end. Got around like 13% on-page conversion, which is decent.
That's good.
Yeah. One thing I was thinking about while I was doing some research on like writing my emails yesterday, I had done this research before, but now it was like a realization. Mental toughness is a word that has average keyword volume research. Like keyword volume is like monthly 6,000, 7,000. but self-confidence and self-esteem are like 200,000.
Mm.
So then I was like, shit, I need to rebrand this into like self-confidence, because it can be done. I mean, the books are the same. It doesn't really matter. It's just more of a marketing exercise, and like, or just calling it, mental toughness and confidence, something like that. So I was like playing with that. So yesterday I kind of made some changes to the sales page to that regard. I made it 2x mental toughness and confidence instead of 2x mental toughness. Now that's, I don't really have any numbers to show if it turned out any better, but going forward, I can tailor all my marketing and email effort to that, because the numbers are just like orders of magnitude different. I mean, I guess us guys, we like the idea of mental toughness. It's just kind of snazzy. I mean, fancy, but confidence by itself is like, or low self-esteem is another one like that's searched so much, or improves. Like these are all like 100K terms, while mental toughness is like 5K term. So
yeah, that it doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily better. Well, I mean, I have a couple thoughts on that. One is maybe the answer to that is just to create a self-confidence product as well, or a self-esteem one, because and I don't know. I mean, maybe it is to convert the mental toughness, but to some degree also, just because the search volume is low on mental toughness doesn't mean that people that, when presented with the idea of developing mental toughness, that they would be more likely to buy that, right? So for me, for example, I would be more likely to buy something like, I'll give you a good example. There is a book that came out that was called, the title of it was called, shit. Now I forgot the name of the book. It was, how memorable is it? It was, the Whiff Hoffman one, where that reporter.
What Doesn't Kill Us, or something.
Yes, What Doesn't Kill Us. As soon as I saw the book title, it was called What Doesn't Kill Us. I was like, I don't even know what this book is about. I'm fucking buying this book, right? So what I'm saying is that, like, people might not know to search for mental toughness, because it's not just a word. It's not something that you necessarily are looking for, but it still might connect stronger with people because it's more specific than self-confidence, self-esteem. So I mean, you can test it out and see. But my inclination would be to keep the mental toughness thing, but then just make another product, self-confidence, self-esteem, building your, one of those type of things.
Yeah, the books are almost the same, so it wouldn't even like.
Right.
It's tough to try and sell two different products when they're almost the same books, right? Maybe 5 books here or there. So at that point, it's more like that would be tough to do, unless. I mean, I literally create a product that's not related to book summaries. But if I were just to book summaries, then both of them are so intertwined. I could literally tomorrow rebrand the product and sell it as self-confidence, and people would still buy the same thing.
You could do a test too. You could do a rebrand, have another sales page, just change the name of the thing, and have the 2 products, and then do an A/B test on your list and see which converts better. And then if it converts better or near the same on the list, then it would be better to rename it to the self-esteem or confidence, because then it'll also do better with search traffic. So
yeah, I guess that's the next iteration when I get around to doing it, because I'm done with the current promotion now.
Yeah, I think where this is probably more helpful is thinking about YouTube content going forward, because for that, like 100,000%, you want to be going after those big keywords, and on YouTube, you've got some traction, so you can reasonably expect to own those. And then whatever you sell them, like once you get them into your funnel, the name of the product and how you're targeting the product doesn't matter. Like if your answer to low self-esteem is mental toughness, then you can make that case, right? So it doesn't matter as much once people get into your world, but you're casting a much broader net if you're going after the stuff that people are actually looking for.
Yeah.
That's a really valuable discovery you made. So,
yeah.
One other thing just to keep in mind with this is if you're changing things up to like rank with SEO for this, the more search searches people do for that term, usually the harder it is to rank for that. So just keep that in mind too. You know, it's going to be a longer tail if you're going to try and rebrand anything that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of two ways to look at it. One is the search side of the equation, but one is also like, what is it that people are more aware of, and what is it that people think associate as a pain point? If it's 20,000, that means more people are even aware of that problem.
That's true.
That problem compared to sell the problem of lack of mental toughness. That's like sometimes people don't even say that. You know, people, when I say, oh, mental toughness, they're like, oh, I don't need mental toughness. And like,
what I need is more confidence.
Right, exactly. So then now I'm realizing it's like people think they're tough, but confidence or self-esteem, that's where people kind of like start to be like, oh, yeah, I could use
I don't need mental toughness. I just need to learn how to not quit.
Yeah. I get very often like, I don't need mental toughness. It's like a marketing effort just to sell them on the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for the promotion as well, I was thinking, should I make it mental toughness and confidence, like title and everything else in the program, like in the sales page at least?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I don't see that it would hurt.
But I'm gonna be. I mean, the emails that I'm gonna be doing are gonna be. John's audience is already pretty familiar with the mental toughness stuff, so I'm gonna kind of hit it from that angle, I think.
Okay.
Oh, you guys need to tell me what videos I need to create for this as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Because I should do videos for this one. Like, this will make sense. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do, John? Like, should it be mental toughness and confidence, or do you just want to do like bulldog? Like, what do you want me to title it? Because we could change it right now.
I think let's go for this. Mental toughness makes the most sense. I think that's the best angle to say, you know, because then it's really targeted, right? Because then the message is very clear. It's like, you need to develop mental toughness. This is why, right? You know, if we try to say and confidence also, then I think it's more of a diluted message. So I'd rather just hit hard with mental toughness.
I think we can make self-confidence and self-esteem as the end result of mental toughness, as the outcome that you get. As Josh was saying, like, use that as the way to get into that.
Chuck. Chuck's lights just went out.
It's gone
there
dark.
We go. Yeah, there we go.
Motion.
There's a motion sensor in this room, and I hadn't moved.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna probably happen again. I'm gonna guess 3 more times that's gonna happen.
Well, you need to do Tony Robbins style, jumping up and down every few minutes.
There we go. Yesterday, I was in here by myself for about a half hour, so I just put my head down because I was so tired on the table. And I woke up, it was totally dark in here.
Where am I? Where am I? I've been abducted.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
But you know, that just brings to mind, now you can do that, right? Like, it just brings to mind, like, working in a cubicle and like doing that, like, and pretending like you're not sleeping, you know, on the desk. It's like, now it's like, you still probably have that guilty feeling, but now you're like, oh, I could just do that if I want to. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just let me know afterwards. Just send me an email with how many videos you guys want, and and I'll make them, and then I'll just drop them, and I'll coordinate with you, Josh, I guess, to have Rodrigo edit them and get them up there quick.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
What worked best last time? I don't know which videos worked best last time. Maybe we could do more of those.
This one will be easy for me to just like, because this is like,
you just did the video. You did that video. You just did the walkthrough of the product, right? And that sold a bunch.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, basically, yep.
Yep. It seems like that's really easy to do, and it also just works. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what would be cool is, like, because there's so many books, 60 books, you can literally do like multiple walkthroughs, like one about one area, one about another area. So that way people can actually look at it from different angles. Mental toughness leading to self-confidence, or, you know, becoming a warrior, becoming a bulldog, like all those different areas. You hit different books because you already read probably 50% of the books. So you can talk about them separately in those different overviews. And so people will be more excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I interviewed Tom Bilyeu on YouTube yesterday.
Damn.
Nice.
So that was cool. Yeah.
I
Founder.
don't know who that is.
He's the founder of Quest Nutrition,
Okay.
you know, Quest bars.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has a company that he started. He left Quest basically. I mean, he's still owner, but like passive owner. And
Oh, really?
he has yeah. Yeah.
That's going around, I hear these days.
But he has another company now called Impact Theory, which is basically a YouTube channel where it's self-developed personal development and
Okay.
motivation. So yeah.
Is that what he did the David Goggins interview for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
My battery's charging, so.
Is he a billionaire?
How about 40 minutes? 1 o'clock? Sorry, I'm doing interviews here for the conference, and so the speakers keep coming in. Is now a good time to do the interview?
Hey, is Tom a billionaire? Will you?
I don't think he's a billionaire. I think
He's a zillionaire.
he's definitely in the deca millions at least. So
No, in hundreds for sure, right?
I don't know. I think Quest Nutrition is probably worth about. I think last I heard it was 500 million. I could be wrong. I could be just pulling numbers out of my ass, but
They have 400 million in revenue. I think they're being assessed over $1 billion right now.
Okay. So yeah. So on paper, he's worth probably at least a couple hundred million for sure. So
Hey man, let's hope he becomes a billionaire. So you know you have a billionaire in your pocket.
I know. Yeah, I'll have to see what to do with this interview, like as far as like, you know, taking it forward from here, because we're doing similar stuff. His channel actually blew up to like 200. I think it's like 260 or 270,000 at the time when I like you know, proposition for the interview. I think it was at like 70 or 80,000 or somewhere around there. So. But he's just pouring money into it. What's that?
He's using his Quest money to build this. It's kind of unfair.
Well, that's what he was saying. That's what he's doing, is he's using his Quest money to build this. But that makes sense. I mean, that's a good business model. Like a lot of entrepreneurs that are successful entrepreneurs have done that. You know, you look at Richard Branson, and you know, you look at Elon Musk, and a lot of different entrepreneurs that ended up really becoming successful. What they did was they parlayed their earnings from one company into another one in order to be able to, you know, to get ahead faster.
Mm-hmm.
But Tai Lopez did to get millions of subscribers. We should go to LA sometime. He does recordings.
What's that?
We should go to LA sometime. He does live recordings.
Oh,
in LA
for Tai Lopez?
No, for Tom Bilyeu.
Oh yeah. I should. I need to get Tai Lopez interviewed as well, though.
Ask him to be on Mentor Box.
Yeah.
Some like how he's making $1 million a month on Mentor Box. Bullshit. You guys know the story, right? Because the funny thing is, everyone believes Mentor Box is doing so well because they're freaking everywhere, right? Their ads are freaking crazy. They're like killing, like they're all over Facebook. But I literally got, I signed up to become a potential investor with them, so I got to see all their numbers. They're bleeding like crazy. They're $1 million in the red right now, and they're continuing to bleed like 100,000 a month, even more than that. So it's pretty interesting. Like the world outside believes they're killing it, but inside they're struggling. Just like they're trying to raise convertible debt, and like they're trying to reach out to people to make payroll, I guess.
Nice.
And that's a lot of people. See, that's the thing, is like, people keep on telling me, they're like, oh, no, Facebook advertising works, because you see people keep on advertising on there, So if someone keeps on advertising on Facebook, they must be making money. Bull fucking shit. It doesn't mean jack shit. It just means they could be dumb. They could have a lot of money they're burning, right? They could be like not, you know, they could be just staying alive and slowly sinking underwater, right? And that I still have yet to see, like, I don't know, if someone's listening to this podcast and you can show me, like, I will get on a Skype call with you and I'll give you some free, well, actually you should be coaching me if you've got it, but show me a fucking profitable Facebook ad. Show me one. I know people are claiming it, and I know that maybe there's somewhere out there, but actually show me it. As far as I've extended this challenge, and as many people I've talked to, no one has ever said, "Well, no, I've got a buddy, or I can show you it," but I have yet to see a profitable Facebook ad ever in my life. So,
oh man, no,
there you go.
My friends are affiliate marketers. They're killing it on Facebook, being affiliates for other people, making like shitload of money over there, like $100,000 a month kind of deal. So I will definitely introduce to some of these guys, and they will. I mean, it's kind of black hat though. So
yeah, the anything affiliate on Facebook is going to be black hat. They're like, that is like a crazy world. They have like the you see those ads, like, at least I used to see ads a lot for the Chuck Norris, like goodbye to Chuck Norris type articles, and it was like they had these fake news sites. Oh, here we go. Fake news. But they had like cloned like the entertainment, like one of the entertainment channel websites, and they were running traffic to this clone of that looked exactly like a real I think it was I forget the name of the show, but they cloned this website, and they basically get banned. Their account gets banned like every couple of hours.
Okay, so that doesn't count. That's not legit.
No, it doesn't count.
It has to be legit. I want to see, this is what I want to see. You have your own product that you are selling, that you're using Facebook ads to sell. That's what I want to see. Not some kind of...
Hey, Pat Flynn, if you're listening, I know you sell your podcasting course on Facebook profitably. So if you are listening, let's talk about it.
and see, I think there's a lot of people that think they're making money on Facebook, but they don't track the analytics enough. So they're making money, and they just assume that the ads are profitable, but they're not fucking profitable.
So next week we can talk to Pat about it. But there's another guy. He released an interview with these two guys I have met a couple of months ago in his group. I think you were not there at the time. They're teaching people how to be loan officers, and they're doing it profitably just through Facebook ads. So we can talk about that too. And his interview is on Smart Passive Income now on the podcast. I haven't checked it out, but I know those guys. I've met those guys.
I just don't believe it until I actually see it. Again, like I said, I don't know. I don't think that people are lying on purpose or that's some kind of deception. I just think that if I were to actually look at the analytics and look at, I haven't seen anyone to be able to show me, okay, Facebook ad, here's the funnel, here's the actual profitability. You're right. So, and we've definitely experimented a lot with, not that we're experts, but, especially Josh has done a lot here, and it's so far from profitable that it's ridiculous.
Higher price point product, it has a much higher likelihood of working compared to a lower price point.
Well, not really, because the higher, well, it's not that. It's so with our experiments, we are not even in the universe of where it would even work with a high price product, because when you can't when you can't sell a low price product, that means if your low price product isn't selling, that means you are going to need 100 or 1,000 times more traffic just to sell one high price product. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to be able to sell a $5 thing to people coming in off of Facebook and have that work pretty well. And what we see is we collected around 500 leads that I tracked. I knew exactly that they came from Facebook. We collected about 500 leads, and then we did a fire sale on how to market yourself as a software developer. $300 product, marked it down to $49, and we sold one. And it was because the people that were signing up weren't opening emails, and that's the problem I've seen every time I've done paid traffic. Is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I would need to get like the leads would have to be 10 times cheaper than they are to even be in the realm of profitable.
So you're right about that part. I think Facebook traffic doesn't really work so well with email marketing on the back end to actually drive sales. What people are doing though is Facebook traffic directly to a webinar or a video sales page. Like you literally have to drive sales very quickly in the first step or the next step, which is through a webinar, which is building your authority, building your credibility, building your trust with them. Email, by the time they get onto email, they don't have the same level of trust as your organic, so emails won't get open. Right? But webinar is where most people are converting.
Maybe. But again, webinar is okay. I don't know. I mean, then it blurs the line. Then it's not really like Facebook ads that's driving the. That's not really your leads. Your leads are the webinar. It's like if you have to have a manual process in there, I mean, it's pretty damn clunky. Like the amount. Now here's the thing. Oh, here's actually the thing. So the time and the money that you spend actually in the webinar needs to get factored into the equation, into the ad spend, which if you factor that in, you might not be at a profit again.
Well, if you automate that process and if you have evergreen webinars working, then it's working. Like it takes a little time and effort to get those working. I agree with you. Or the other way to work Facebook ads is to get them on a call. Like even if the lead is $10 or $20, but if you are a marketing agency or if you're selling a $2,000 coaching program or $5,000, then it actually would be much more likely to work. But I agree. If we're trying to do straight up email marketing after that, I think every medium is different. Right? We can do that with YouTube, with podcasts, because they have a lot of built-in trust and credibility with us. But with paid traffic, it doesn't do the same thing. Like every medium has to have different kind of marketing to follow up, is what I'm getting at.
And I would agree with you on everything theoretically, but my answer is do it and show me, right? Like or show me someone who's doing it and have them show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like theoretically, everything sounds great, but again, it just comes down to do it. Like if it works, then do it, and make money. But otherwise, theoretically, and we could test it out. But yeah.
Well, next week, let's talk about it at the Pat Flynn group, because I think the girl Hawaiian retreats, like the $5,000 retreats, she's also killing it with that $5,000 freaking retreat though.
But see, I think a lot of people too, that's why you have to be careful. And actually, I want to see the analytics. A lot of people are running Facebook ads to their audience, to the list already. And it's like, are they doing retargeting? And then it's like, retargeting ads are profitable because it's your fucking customer already. What the fuck? Like it's like, like it doesn't like. Yes, people who buy from you. Like they see your ad and then I mean, I want cold freaking leads. Lookalike audience is fine, but make sure you're not actually targeting your own audience. And I think a lot of cases that's the case as well. So the analytics have to be really good to actually make sure that it is really profitable.
I see your point. But there are people who are converting it, is what I'm saying.
John's gonna be driving to your house, Manny. You better watch out.
Show me the money. I have to see it. I have to see it to believe it.
Next Wednesday we're talking about it. Next Wednesday we're talking about it to and see who.
All right.
We'll look at their ledgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have some data. Go ahead. Check you're just falling asleep over there. Is that what you're saying?
So freaking tired.
Okay. I have some. So I've been watching our stats to see how the great blog URL update of 2018 has been playing out. And so we're a week into it. I did it last Wednesday. Actually, yeah, pretty much exactly, or last Friday rather. Almost exactly a week ago, and it looks like our traffic has increased somewhere between 8 and 15% as a result of making.
Wow.
Yeah. So Yeah, we like it was like I've been watching the organic traffic, and the first 2 days, nothing really happened. We tracked exactly the same as where we had been, and then the next day it went up about 5%, and then it went up by about 8%, and then the last couple of days has actually been like more like closer to 20%.
Wow.
So I don't know how it's going to play out long term, but it looks like all the keywords that I'm tracking as well I'm using ahref.com to track keywords now, and we got like a significant ranking boost on a bunch of keywords. Like we went up. I think I'm tracking like over 200 keywords, and we went up in about 100 of them. So it seems like a pretty big win, and it it was literally like it was 5 minutes to implement. 5 minutes, but plus 2 years of agonizing over whether we should do it. So, but yeah, it seems like I was worried. I was expecting that we were going to take a pretty good hit initially, and then hopefully it would recover over time. But no, it was so yeah. So, and I also at the same time I went in and made some changes in Google Analytics so that we can actually see now. I'm posting when we get a page hit now, I'm sending Google Analytics the author's name, all the tags and the categories on the post and the publish date. So I can go in and I can say all the blog posts we published last year, how much traffic did we get from them last week?
Oh, cool.
So nice.
And John, I'm actually, so I've long suspected that we're not getting much long-term benefit out of our current guest posting approach, and so all the posts that we published that were not published by you, and were not like landing pages that I created, all those pages last year, everything we published in 2016 as a guest post accounts for about less than 3% of our overall traffic.
What?
Oh wow.
So yeah, so we published I looked at so we have about 220 guest posts right now, and for every guest post that we've published since the beginning of guest posting on Simple Programmer accounts for only 7% of the overall traffic to the site.
So the majority of the traffic is still John's stuff.
Yeah, so basically the growth we had last year was what we suspected, which was all the career guide posts.
Mm-hmm.
That John created that were all like kind of SEO, like a lot of those were SEO targeted. Basically, all the growth we've seen in the last 2 years has come from those posts.
So let me ask you this question. 2016, you had guest posts.
Right.
You had John's posts.
Right.
So just from the 2016 John post, not the before post, but just from 2016.
That's a good question.
How much traffic did you get?
I don't know, but I can tell you that in 2 minutes if you guys talk about something else.
Yeah, that's exactly the question I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Nice.
And how many posts were for each of them? So
yeah,
because it could be long tail. It could just be that we've got such a big ball right now that it's hard to move it to grow it. So
it was only
everything is long tail.
We only get about 8. I mean. Yeah. Okay. Let me just look it up. I'll just talk amongst yourselves, and I can tell you that very easily.
So just make sure you also give us the number of posts for each, so we know exact comparison here.
Yeah.
Definitely, we saw the biggest month of blog hits, over 300,000 page views for January. So that was a new record.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, and John, most of that growth came from. So most of the growth in the last few months from the site has come from about 5 posts.
Yeah, from SEO those posts.
Yep.
What'd be really interesting too is to do that pruning. Remember we were talking about deleting a bunch of blog posts?
Yep.
Like pruning the really shitty posts that hardly get any traffic and seeing if that boosts the search rankings even more.
Yeah, that's kind of a one-way street.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we're talking when we looked at like the 80-20 on that, it was like deleting the 80 or 90% of posts that only account for like 1% of the traffic or 2% of the traffic. Like there was like a, so it doesn't, who cares? You lose 1 or 2%, like it's a gamble worth taking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
Crazy. While Josh is looking that up, I think I'll go ahead and just chime in with what I've got going on here.
Yeah, do it.
So, as you can see, I'm not at home. I'm in Atlanta right now, or Alpharetta, if the distinction means anything to you. And I'm here at NG Atlanta, which is the Angular conference, and they've been just setting me up so that I've been interviewing the speakers. I've interviewed a few other people who are here that are notable in the community that aren't speaking this time around. And I'm just going to be putting those up on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably repurpose some of it for other content for the shows and stuff. But yeah, that's been kind of fun and interesting, and I got sponsored to come out here, so I actually made money on this trip.
Nice.
But I think overall, this kind of thing is going to be very helpful. I think it's going to help us gain traffic, but I need to get a little bit more of a system around it, is what I figured out. So instead of having the conference organizer say, hey, well, we'll just send people to you after their talks, I need to just sit down with them and schedule when they're going to be in here. And that way I know when I have to be where and what's going on. I also figured out that the camera that I bought doesn't have an audio input.
No, sure.
So I can't hook a microphone to it, which sucks. So.
Oh man.
I'm probably gonna get a different camera.
Yeah,
but yeah.
You've got a digital recorder though, right? That you're using.
Yeah, I do, but sometimes they record at slightly different rates, and so there's audio drift.
Ugh.
And so you've got to make sure that you line it all up. So I'll probably wind up doing it for this set of interviews, and next week I'm in Oakland doing the same thing, so probably have to do it for those two. But then I'll wind up getting a new.
You might as well do it with your phone. The video.
Yeah, it's true.
And plug audio into your phone, because the video quality doesn't really matter as much as the audio quality does.
That's true. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So I might actually do that. Just get a clip from my phone to go on there.
Yeah, just lighting, like if you get some lights, then the phone video quality will be just as good.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so that seems to be working out okay. The rest of it is just, I've just been, so my social media person quit. I didn't fire her, she just quit. She took on too much work, and since I was paying her the least, I was the one that got cut. So that's fine, actually. But yeah, I'm trying to stream everything for everything else so that while I'm here, I don't have to keep, dealing with everything else. Because Michelle keeps sending emails. I don't know how to handle this. And, I don't see them for a day or so, and then it's, anyway. So yeah, just working on that. But yeah, after our talk last week, I actually upgraded my Google G Suite account to the business Google.
Nice.
And I'm just going to put everything in there. I'm going to move everything off of Dropbox, because Dropbox is a freaking disaster right now. And then I have a bunch of stuff in my personal Google Drive that I'm going to move over to the business.
Yeah, it also acts as a backup. You can literally use it as a backup. You don't need any more, like, what's it called? Any of those backup sites. Because it will do automatic backup. So it's gotten much smarter than back in the day. You can set up whatever folders you want to back up, so you're always protected.
Okay, guys, I've got numbers. All right. So in 2016, it looks like we published, I'm just scanning here. Okay, yeah. We published 63 guest posts. what I'm seeing. And those together account for a total, I don't have the actual number, but so in last week, in the last 7 days, those accounted for 1.49% of our page views.
In the last 7 days.
Yeah, so everything we published in 2016. Now, except for John's stuff. Now, if we look at John's stuff, it accounts for 5.88%.
What John published in 2016.
Yeah, so...
How many articles did he publish?
Well, no. Wait, hang on. Hang on.
I was one a week.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you count my YouTubes, then it'd be 2 a week.
Yeah. Okay, yep. So there were 84 posts from John, but they accounted for 5, so a couple more, maybe 20 more, but it's like 4 times more traffic that we're getting from that.
Oh, wow.
So what we're doing ain't working.
Yeah, but you have numbers to know that, right?
You just quadruple your guest posts, then you're on the same.
What's that?
If you just bring in more guest posts, then you're on the same. Like you quadruple the number of guest posts, it's still working.
Or what if we 10x the number of guest posts?
Boom.
It would work. It would work.
We would get 10.
Be like, I mean,
so the best
that do that for sure.
The best guest. Well, see, this is what I saw with. This is why I quit SitePoint, is because it was the same deal. And actually, like, if you took out the top, there were only 2 guest posts that. Well, let's see. 2 of those posts account for almost 50% of all the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 of them account for, 4 of them account for close to 60%. So it's not true that if we published, I guess if we published 4 times more, then we probably would end up with, that there'd be 10 of them that would do well, and the rest of them would all be useless. But yeah, like seriously, there are a bunch of posts here that only brought us 1, like the bottom 10 posts only brought us 1 visit.
But the last 7 days might not be a good enough metric. Can you look at a bigger?
I can't because I just started collecting this data.
Okay.
But
yeah, because it might be. I mean,
I like these numbers are pretty stable. Like it might shift a little bit, but it wouldn't. That's not gonna make a huge difference.
So when the guest posts come in, give them guidelines for like SEO search and keyword and all that.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna be doing is doing keyword research, and I mean I'm not just going to make this decision rashly, but I'm wondering if it would make more sense for us to just go back to publishing 1 post a week, but really keyword research it ahead of time, and like really make sure that we're putting the effort into it, because what we're doing right now is like Elise has been telling me that it's a ton. She's saying that we're their most labor intensive client, and she's making noises about wanting to raise the rates. So like, I'm definitely not willing to pay more for what we're getting. Like what we're getting now is, not really working all that well. And I'm definitely not willing to pay. I would not be willing to pay twice as much for what we're getting.
Right.
How much are you paying for your articles?
What's that?
How much are you paying for your articles?
We don't pay anything for the articles. We're paying for the team to work with writers who are contributing the articles. So we're paying an editorial team basically, and they are. It's similar to SitePoint. Like with SitePoint, I was a paid editor, and my job was to coordinate with the writers and take pitches from writers. Help them turn them into blog posts and get them published and everything. And what I saw was that it was very frustrating because the traffic, like I would get like around a couple thousand page views off of the articles when they first came out, and then nothing. Like I did it for like 4 to 6 months, and I didn't see any growth at all in the channel, like 0. And I think it's because you have to be really, really strategic about the keywords. And if you're taking pitches from writers they're not going to have that information. So you either have to give them a lot of guidance ahead of time and have them basically tell them what article to write, or you just have to like hire writers to go after and write specific, articles targeting specific keywords.
Right.
So the service you're using,
it's
doing.
What, John?
I was gonna say it's the nature of the beast to some degree. Like, I mean, when articles first come out, they're gonna have page views. That's the other thing. Like, is when the post first comes out, it's gonna have like 2,000 page views, maybe
Right.
1,000 page views the first day. So that is traffic. I mean, if you don't produce those articles, you will definitely lower the overall site traffic. So the long tail on stuff is rare. It's very few articles actually end up, but you're never going to hit any of those if you don't continually publish. But I think the answer to the question,
if you gave me
better SEO.
Yeah, if you printed off this list of articles, it wouldn't be hard to pick out the winners. That's the thing. Like it's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell. I feel like we can pretty easily, and I'm going to test this out because I have an article right now that I'm working on with a writer, but I feel like we can actually pretty easily pick articles that are going to do better than what we would typically get from a guest poster. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think there's one, picking the right type articles. There's two, like the follow-up. I think you'll probably find if you look at the 80-20 on those articles that produce the most traffic, that what you'll find is that those articles got some kind of traction. Either the writer promoted it on something like Hacker News or Reddit, or someone else picked it up and promoted it, because there's been a few of those.
I don't think so. The two top ones, John, are both they're both by the same author, and they're both about automation testing. Selenium WebDriver and Best Online Resources to Learn Automation Testing. They're both targeting the keyword automation testing, basically.
Right.
Which is a high volume keyword.
I mean, we could look up on traffic sources on it, but I mean, regardless, like, yes, keyword is important, but also like getting the most mileage out of it by doing backlinking strategy and keyword optimization after the fact is what is going to make a difference. We haven't
done any keyword optimization, or we haven't done any keyword optimization on these, or I haven't done anything with these yet. So these are on my radar to work on, but yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, I mean, the backlinking thing, I mean, most of our top blog posts only have, it really seems like the keywords and the on-page stuff matters more, because we're competing. Like, I'm seeing in Ahrefs, I'm seeing like, it shows you exactly how many backlinks, like it shows you the full search result with the, like the domain rank for each of the other sites that you're competing against and how many backlinks they have to that specific article. And like, a lot of times we'll have like 3 or 5 or 7 backlinks, and we'll be ranking right alongside somebody that has like 100 or 200 links to that page. Like, to build that level of backlinks is, I mean, I don't know that we've ever successfully built a single backlink. It's really, really difficult to do. And which is why I kind of think that the strategy is to just really continuously invest in the content that's doing well, so that it naturally gets backlinks. Because, gosh, it is really tough. I mean, I get hammered with spammers like trying to get me to backlink. I've never backlinked anything, and I don't know.
But people do buy penis pumps. They do. They do. Just because you don't buy penis pumps doesn't mean that people don't buy penis pumps.
Well, no, they do, but they do. But it's like the response rates on spam like that is like 0.01%. So you have to be able to send hundreds of thousands of emails to get any actual results out of it.
But there's people like I said, the Viper Chill guy, Glenn Alsop. He grows the hell out of sites, mostly using backlinking strategy. I mean, it's just a matter of like hiring him to consult would be a good idea just to get his take on it, right? Someone who's blown up that. I agree with you though. Like overall, content, it trumps everything else, right? And picking the right content and the right articles for the right keywords targeted for sure. But there's also, a lot of fuel that you can get out of stuff by having the right backlinks that can boost it even higher,
Yeah, my friend, he's been, what's the name of the site? Sell Courses Online or something. He literally like spends just as much time trying to get backlinks as he spends writing the article, or more. Like he literally spends weekends just reaching out to people, trying to get backlinks, and he gets backlinks from sites like Teachable and Thinkific and all these like high authority sites, and he's able to do that pretty consistently right now.
Yeah,
it's an effort thing. It's like it just takes a lot of effort to build those backlinks. I agree, but people do it.
So yeah, so I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the search results for the keyword mobile development, which I got us to number one, by the way, by changing, by just like doing on-page optimization. We have 6 backlinks to that post. We're at number 1.
Yeah, but see, you have to understand something that's critical here is that the reason why we're able to do that is because we have such valuable backlinks to our root domain and to certain articles. Like the more high authority backlinks, there's a reason why Google considers us to be an authority and gives us such juice on pretty much anything, and it's because of those high quality backlinks. And a lot of that just comes from the fact that some of it's just the interviews I've done, where we're backlinked on O'Reilly, we're backlinked on, a lot of the big sites,
Right.
Software Engineering Radio, like all those kind of sites are backlinking to us at the root domain. So that's giving us a lot of credibility. So even though it might not be on the individual article, that's the reason why. I mean, why else is it? Otherwise, anyone would just be able to do like say, oh, I want this keyword, I'll take this keyword. We've got a lot going for us because of those valuable backlinks that's given us that juice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get back to interviews here in a minute. But yeah, I just got an email that made me smile. The creator.
Was it a penis? Was it a penis pump? Was it a penis pump?
No, that would have been great timing though. The creator of Vue.js is going to come on our first episode of the Vue podcast. We're starting next week.
Nice. That's going to be a tough act to follow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get people to follow it though. But anyway, yeah, I've got to jump off. I probably have people coming in here any minute. But.
Cool.
All right, you want to give us your thoughts? Should we do our thoughts for the week, for the day?
Yeah, sorry to make it end early. Most of my thoughts this week have been just about building systems and just automating stuff, and we've talked ad nauseum about that stuff. But it's just nice to know how things are going to go, how things are going to go together, and what the possibilities are. So, just getting back to some of the basics there, kind of important.
Let me see. I got mine. Mine is to, when you're pursuing a goal, to make sure that you're, as much stuff as you do to move you forward towards the goal, make sure that you remind yourself that the things that you do that move you backwards from the goal are nullify out the things you do that move you forward, and they do it faster, right? So, as I've been trying to get to this elusive 7% body fat goal for a long time, like, just this week I was like, I just started in the last couple of weeks completely eliminating cheat meals, and even even once a week, and basically getting a lot more strict, and just developing the mindset of like, okay, it's just thinking about that, like, okay, when I'm up in the morning fucking running 5 miles or 10 miles and doing all this work, it's like I really need to like be strict on the other side, on the diet side more so, just because if I don't, then I'm like nullifying, like it's like such a pointless thing to nullify the work that you're doing. But it's easy to do. Like in a lot of areas of life, it's easy to like pursue the goal, to put in the work, but then be like destroying it on the other end, and then it's like your net effect is you get nowhere, and it's it's a common I'd say cycle that I find myself in very often, and really just a tipping of the balance, just a slight in the positive direction makes all the difference, right? It's that nice edge of, I've talked about before. It's like if you're on one side of it, compound effect is that net, like you'll be a fucking homeless person in 10 years. But if you're on the other side of the knife's edge, which is just a very slight alteration where you're at a positive gain, you'll be a millionaire or a decamillionaire in 10 years. And, realizing how critical that little bit of a difference is really, really important.
Yep.
Nice. Well, my thought for this week is, when you're struggling with a problem for a long time, it's really easy to get into the mindset that you're just never going to solve it. But you have to believe that there's a solution if you're going to ever find the solution. And so I've been, oh my gosh, I have been like really frustrated with this shopping cart software situation for the longest time. And finally, like I was just like kind of like at my wit's end on like Monday or Tuesday. I was like, I cannot find the right combination of shopping cart software and, software to deliver the course content. It all sucks, like woe is me. And then I took like half a step back and said, okay, no, there has to be a way to solve this. And something like flipped in my brain, and I just started coming up with a bunch of ideas that I hadn't had before. And I ended up, I think what I'm going to do is I realized that I could separate the shopping cart, like taking of the order from the delivery of the course content. And I'm going to use a product that specializes in delivering really good online courses, and just not give up on trying to create that in WordPress like I was doing. And just by separating those two things, like I think I might have this done in like a week or two.
What are you
What's that?
What are you going to use?
I'm going to use Podia. So yeah, yep. I took another look at Teachable, and they still have a lot of the issues that I didn't like about them the first time around. So I'm going to stick with. I met with Spencer from Podia yesterday, and talked to him. Like I talked him through the whole workflow that I'm building, and showed him how the one-click upsells work, and they're actually going to be building one-click upsells in the next few months anyway. So I'm actually thinking that I might be able to help him dog food it out and basically get him to build exactly what I want. And then I can just be out of this business of managing shopping carts entirely, which I would be very happy. So
cool.
I'm very happy that Thrive is integrated with Teachable, so I don't have to do shit now. ThriveCart, Teachable work.
Yeah, well, ThriveCart, the reason I'm not going to go back to ThriveCart because they don't do the one-click upsells don't work properly. We were losing about a third of our sales with their one-click upsell system. So
okay, we can talk about it later, I guess.
Yeah. If you probably haven't implemented that yet, but when you do, there's a pretty big gotcha. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Google has one-click upsell too, so maybe that's the next step. Oh fuck, this thing never ends.
It doesn't.
No.
Okay, so my realization, I guess, over the last couple of weeks or maybe over a month has been like the customer journey, understanding the customer journey, like making sure that you serve them at the point at which they are the highest, the most excited about your product, right? When, especially when they're buying or when they're subscribed, that's when you are most likely to be able to upsell, sell more, do all those things. Because over time, there's a drop off, and every day you spend not touching base with them, every day you spend not contacting them or not talking to them about anything, you're losing them. You're getting to the point where even if they're a customer, they don't care about you anymore. They just, the product was a history, and now they're back to like forgetting about you. So
Yep.
you got to get them very quickly as soon as you get them. Like continue to nurture the relationship rather than let it go. Yeah, so that's something I'm working actively towards for this iteration as well.
Cool. All righty, guys.
All right, cool.
See you all next week.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.